Welcome back to the Meets from the Midwest podcast. In this video, I want to break down what buying power is when it comes to buying stocks, and also how much should you be investing monthly, weekly, or daily. How much money should you be investing? That's been a key problem when it comes to investing. Is everybody believes they have to have thousands of dollars, when in reality you don't have to have that. You just have to have some type of money and get in the game. So before I go any further, I am not a stock analyst. Um, if you have any questions, I advise you do your own research. But the research that I've already done on the stocks that I am doing right now, and I currently believe in 5 to 10 years, I'll be the first millionaire in my bloodline. And you could do the same thing if you follow the trend and go find you 3 or 4 stocks and continue to buy weekly, monthly, whenever you got the money, and continue until you're able to be financially stable, able to generate generational wealth. Um, let's get into the show, man. I want to tell y'all at first what buying power is. So pretty much, if you have when it comes to buying power, it's pretty much like having a checking account or a savings account. When you put money onto what I use the app Robinhood, you put that money onto the brokerage account, you will see something called the buying power. Now, the buying power is pretty much the amount of money you have available to invest right now. So, like I said, it's just like a checking or savings account. When you get a check, when you get paid every 2 weeks or every week, they deposit a check. This is the same thing. So, let's say, for example, on Robinhood, you put $100 on there. You got $100 in buying power. Now, with this money, this is when you can look at it and say, okay, do I want to invest? Do I want to find a stock that's under $100 that I can buy a full share? Or do I want to invest in some of these stocks that are a little bit more pricey, but you can do fractions of paying? Meaning that if you got $100, if you got a stock that's $200, you can take that 100 and throw it on Amazon. And with the cost being like 218, you would throw money on there 3 times pretty much, because you put 100, and then that following $18, and you'll own a full share. This is where people get confused. Like I said, they feel like you have to have so much, you have to have tons amount of money to buy stocks, and that's not the case. Even with buying power, what you can do is every week for the whole month, if you put $25 every Friday, $25 into your buying power, you will have $100 on there. Now, once you get that $100, you can look at those stocks that you want to invest in and continue to put whatever. If you want to put 25 towards Amazon, 25 towards Apple, you continue doing that every time you get some money, and eventually you'll own a full share. Once you own a full share, now you're entitled into a stock dividend. If this stock pays a dividend every quarter, you will get paid a dividend for owning that share. Now, the more shares that you own, you'll get paid more dividends, obviously. So that's all buying power is. It's pretty much just having, it's just like a checking account. You got the money sitting there waiting to make your move. You don't have to necessarily put all the money onto a stock, or if a stock is $200, you don't have to buy a $200 stock right off the bat. You can put fractions into it. Take $10 on there one day, put $20 on there. You got $30 into that stock. Continue going until you own a full share. So I just wanted to break down what buying power is. Now, the next thing I wanted to speak on was how much money should you be investing monthly or weekly? And the answer to that question is however much money you can afford that won't make you miss your bills that you got to pay. If you have a mortgage, if you have to pay rent, car notes, all your expenses, water bill, light bill, all that type of stuff. Make sure you take care of that stuff first. But once you get to a point where you have money set aside monthly, you need to start paying yourself first. So instead of, I understand it might sound crazy, but instead of just paying all your bills right off top, as soon as you get paid, just throw a couple of dollars into your stock account. So then you know, at least with me paying all these bills, at least I put some money towards me gaining financial gains and moving forward to generational wealth and retiring myself earlier than the average person retires. So if if I was to say like right now, what I do is every Friday I put money on there. Now I could go to putting money on there every month if I wanted to, but I just be so geek to continue investing that I decided I'll do it weekly and it'll keep motivating me. So start off slow. Like I said, with my stepson, I got him doing right now is I told him to put $25 every Friday. Every chance he gets to put $25 aside. Once he gets 100 for the month, I'm gonna give him an additional 100 to match his 100 for continue to work towards his generational wealth. So you can do the same thing. If an 18-year-old is able to put $25 aside every week, you can do the same. When you think about when you go to work, if you go into Starbucks, you go into fast food, you buying all this food at lunchtime or going to the vending machines, all those little dollars add up, and it's no excuse why you shouldn't be able to put at least $20 to $25 aside. So my recommendation is to start off slow. If you can put $10 aside every week or $20 or $25 aside every week or Friday or Saturday, just put it aside, put it into your buying power, and eventually you'll get to the point where you start seeing that you got more money when you stop spending money on less bullshit. And that's what it comes down to. It's not all about being flashy in this world. At some point, you're going to get to the point where being flashy means nothing. It's going to be for the younger generation. As you get older, you're going to start looking at what can you do for your kids? How can you make their life better when they get to your age so they don't have to go through the same struggles that you went through when you were their age? So to answer the question, like I said, is buying power is just a checking account that you got sitting there to have money sitting there. So when you want to jump into a play, you can jump right into it. You can buy shares, you can buy fractions of shares, or you can buy the full share. You should be investing weekly if possible. If not, at least every month for 12 months, which you got 12 months a year. Every month you should be trying to invest whatever money that you can afford to put to the side for your generational wealth. And like I said, 20 $25, do that every month. If you are able to put 100 to the side every month, that's $1,200 that you got invested into the stock market. And if you get a 7 to 10% return every year, you're going to be able to double your money just for owning shares. So everybody should look into that. Like I said, do your research, find you 3 to 4 stocks, and just keep putting money into it. And eventually, you'll see that money growing, and it's going to continue to motivate you to continue to be investing in stocks. And you'll see why, damn, I don't have to be like everybody else. I don't have to wait all these years to retire like the average person, like I said before. You will be able to retire 20, 30 years before your peers. It's going to be people that don't see this video. It's when people see this video that's like, he don't know what he's talking about. But once you see the proof, as you continue seeing the proof, you'll eventually buy into it. And this is just free. I want to do a seminar next year, but this is just me speaking on things that I believe has been working for me. I've had no issue with it, and everything's been working out all right. Before I get off here, I just want to give y'all an update on the stocks I do own and let y'all know what the price is in it. And like I said, most all these stocks right here, I got two of these stocks. I have 20 plus shares, and the other one I got 5 shares of each one currently. So, like I said, it's possible. What I do, as I said before, every Friday I try to put 100 or $125 on here, and with my biggest stocks being Amazon and Apple at 220 plus and 230, both of them at 230 right now. I just put 100 on or 125 and 125 the next week. That's $250. I can buy a full share, or every Friday I can just throw 125 on each stock, and at the end of the month I'll own a couple of shares from just doing that. Um, Anyways, the crypto I own right now is XRP. It is at $2.98. It's climbed a little bit from what it was last week. Apple is at $232.97. Amazon is at $231.80. Bank of America is at $50.56, and Wells Fargo is at $82.21. So, like I said again, if you had $100 right now in the stocks, if you go to Bank of America, you put $112 on there, well, $102 on there, you will be able to buy 2 Bank of America shares right now. Um, like I said, as you can see, once you continue seeing all these shares grow and you see how the stock market goes up and down, you're going to be winning. At the end of the year, you get that percentage return. You'll see that you pretty much doubled or tripled your money every year, long as you stay involved in doing your research on the correct stocks. So that's all I got for y'all this week, man. These stocks that I've been doing haven't failed me yet. I don't think they will, because these are stocks that in the next 5 to 10 years, they'll still be around. They should still be performing well according to the data that I did my research on. So go do your research. Find you some stocks. If you got any questions, send me the stock that you're planning on investing in, and I'll do the research for you. I'll just do a quick research on Robinhood. I'll explain it to you how you can do the same thing in a later video. And once you do that, just pull the trigger, man. Put a couple dollars on there and continue to invest until you are the first millionaire in your family. Like, share, and subscribe to the Meet You from the Midwest podcast for your latest stock updates on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.